Hello everyone, I'm Cheesy87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Part 32. In the previous video we kicked off the trial and learned that maybe it won't all be pain and suffering this time. We defeated Will Powers in the Marketplace of Ideas and now we're facing off against Adrian Andrews. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. Any second now the player is going to hit the button and advance my dialogue. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item, the suicide note. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. I mean, how complicated could it really be? So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Okay. How do you know it's a jewelry box? Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or a jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as one never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Ongard didn't know, right? We don't know anything about this figurine, so we should try and find out more for now. Yeah, I'll keep pressing her for more information. So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. Though I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken with my gavel. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Ooh, delicious bear goodies. Oh, maybe there's gummy bears inside. Ho ho ho. It is a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. Or it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. So you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. My mind is being stimulated like it hasn't been for decades. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh my god, he's so fast, dude. It's like solving a Rubik's Cube. A Barrick's Cube. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. Yes, do your lawyery stuff. Very busy over here. So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? Any second now, the player's controller will start working again, and I will be able to continue my illustrious speech as Edgeworth. Von Edgeworth. A puzzle? Yes, we've talked about this being a puzzle many times before. Why are you revisiting this now? Well, we decided to tackle this in reverse order for some reason. I don't really know why. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. They're true enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Only Corita and Andrews know how to open it. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have I mean, it can't be that freaking complicated. That there is one very important fact we've uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. And Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that could come next, and that is, what is inside this box? Oh, you can't say that. That's a spoiler, dude. What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please. It's gotta be the suicide note. Painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? A prescription for your itchy butt cream? Ha 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 ha! Got him. It's the suicide note. The suicide note? Suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. Now see, if you guys would have let me present the suicide note back in the first trial, we would know this already. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting. And just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Order! Witness, do you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by Day Killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. Actually, I'm right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I cannot allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud, and do it in a girly voice. I don't really like doing that. That seems kind of disrespectful. Do it in a girly voice, Your Honor. No, I'm not gonna. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impacts left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by On Guard. About being engaged to Corrida and On Guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. Prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. How many times are we going to use that phrase? Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's On Guard's fault that woman killed herself. And this time he even went as far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. Why do we all have southern accents? I guess there are those slimeball lawyers out there who'll defend those creeps too. We came all the way from Louisiana to see this trial. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. Daykiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. Unlike that Acro character who tried to kill a child. Man, fuck that guy. I mean, he's so great. I mean, how am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I gotta carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! So let's think. What do they really want us to go for here? So the figurine. Found inside the figurine, it tells of Enguarde's horrible misdeeds. Only Corita and Andrews know how to open it. Like, I don't really know, like, which one of these should I pursue, but, like, how are we going to pursue them? Like, I feel like this is a little, like, too vague. Like, I'm trying to think of how we could buy time. Like, what potential avenue could they explore these from? Like, maybe... if Andrews knew how to open the figurine, why didn't she just get it earlier? Like, if she was so... like, she wanted the suicide note, why hadn't she just stolen the figurine or opened it when Juan wasn't there previously? Like, maybe there was a reason she couldn't do that, so she hired the day killer guy to get him. And I mean, she does kind of have a motive for murdering Corita, since he played the, you know, decisive role in the lady killing herself. I'm gonna say figurine. I guess we can save. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Corita. At the request of his client, of course. So, what's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible that Mr. Daykiller's client was mad on guard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. Is there? I don't know. You can't tell just by looking at it that this bear is really a jewelry box. Chances that Matt Enguarde thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none. Oh! I didn't think of it that way. That does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense, actually. Exactly, but I did think of it that way. Wait, what? But I did think of it that way and thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Enguarde would ever want a jewelry box like this. Okay, so we kind of stumbled on the right answer there. Granted, it was a 50-50 shot, so kind of bound to happen. No 50-50 chance. Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well in this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. Oh yeah, I forgot about the camera. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. It is in my possession. I guess he has multiple? Or he just like bought one as an example? Matt Enguarde and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find... Oh, so Corita was also spying on Matt? And the victim, Juan Corita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You, don't tell me you know about your client's spying activities. I mean, we did not know about it. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright. Oh, I'm a big dumb doobity head. I don't sound like that, do I? Mia, do I sound like that? Yes, actually, all the voices are you. Ah! I'm maybe losing my mind a little bit. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch using this Gumshoe's Bug Sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Onguard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras are hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Onguard learned the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. You know what I do have? Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Probably, Mommy, is that man the bag killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, ooh, nasty. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? There's only one way out of here. And it's with a certain item known as a knife. Ah, start stabbing! Start stabbing! I was shaking my controller while I was mashing the present button, and now it is disconnected. Any second now? Please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please. Thank you. And I mean by that, I mean, open the guitar case and play him a song, Phoenix. What I'm gonna do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. What, that he's a big doo-doo head? What is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see that good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Transmitter. So something he would have maybe found at the house? I have no clue. I got zero idea. But why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? She only speaks in riddles, dude. Alright, I think this is time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? Objection. What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, that offense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You are beginning to sound desperate. You're beginning to sound desperate. But you haven't been on a date in, what, 30 years? That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. I would hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for, hey, you know what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Okay. Something Edgeworth could have investigated, but didn't. There is the fact that, like, was it not recording all the time? Because this makes it sound like it was only recording for a certain... Because that's something that I thought about earlier, was that, like, it wasn't recording continuously, I don't think. I mean, the way it's phrased here, like, it only turns on for, like, a set amount of time, so he wouldn't have necessarily been watching him constantly. Granted, they do say there's multiple spy cameras, so I don't really know. Transmitter. I don't really know about the transmitter. I don't really know why it's a piece of evidence, but I feel like it's either camera or transmitter. There's a receipt. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed. But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter. Whoops. Mr. Wright. I think there are a few things we need to discuss in my chambers. Seriously. Do you know the secret of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Let's try the transmitter. I have no clue why that would be. That's like really my biggest problem with the game, is that like any one prompt is a death prompt. Like, whereas in the first game, like, unless you just like completely had no freaking clue, like with letting you make 5 mistakes per section, like just all that extra allowances kind of let you because it's not like, I mean, I'm doing the same thing, it's just you just introduce extra trial and error, right? With the more severe like punishments, and it just breaks up the flow of the game so much. It makes it less engaging. Something he should have investigated at the time? With love, Celeste. Like, I don't really know what Mia was talking about. Something that he missed, or something that he would be scolded for not investigating at the time. There's the suicide report. I don't know. What's the hint? Can you give me the hint again? At least use your brain. You forgot something about this piece of evidence. What about... I have no clue. I'm just going with this because this is stuff Edgeworth gave us. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? I mean, if we were to say no objections, I assume it would just force us into making an objection anyway, so that or just like instant game over you for the lulz. It's not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. I don't know. We have no proof that he bought the camera. I don't know. I just have no clue what they want. Just come. It's more of like, I'm not that annoyed by this. I'm more just like disappointed in myself. But it's also like, save sooner. Please, let me save. Please, please let me save. Please, please. And I mean, there's no people to present here. Did we present the photo? I think we tried the photo. Did we do the bear? The bear doesn't make any sense, but we'll try it. And we're just full on trial and error territory. None of, like, I can't think of anything that logically makes sense here. I mean, the reason it really sucks is that there's nothing I can say about this shit. Like, I'm just trying everything, right? Like, there's no entertaining value here whatsoever, which is why it's a little, like, frustrating. The autopsy report. Like, I'll be right back. God. What? Okay, let's reload and do that. So I mean, that's another problem, is that we can't, this is our HP for the entire rest of the game. So just for the ease of whenever we get to more dumb prompts like this, like, I don't, what's the explanation here? I won't call it dumb just yet, but I feel like it's pretty dumb. Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note is yet... You know, I actually thought about that, but then I was like, this game doesn't care about that shit. I thought about that back when the note was revealed, and I was gonna say, you know, do we need to do like handwriting now? Because he mentioned something about her handwriting was very beautiful. And I should have said it out loud, but I thought in my head, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to say it because that's going to come across as nitpicking, because the game only cares about forensics and science when it actually, like, matters for like, the story, like, for their story. Like, if you try and bring it up other times, you just, like, get screwed. So, oh, I really don't like that one, because it's kind of like a leap of logic. Like, handwriting has never really been important in any previous cases. So to suddenly bring it up now with no actual previous hints about, like, hey, that's a thing that we actually care about, forensically speaking, is a little annoying. So that's probably the first bad prompt of the second trial, or the second phase of the trial, you know, of 4 whatever. As to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Inpax or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve this puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongard. I mean, no? I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Since when has this game cared about burden of proof? This is our 9th case. The burden of proof has never existed until now. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting is yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems we have yet again reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. She'll be fine. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Ongard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Okay, I can't keep doing it. Who the fuck's phone is ringing in my court? Bailiff? Get the guillotine. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What is it with him? And what's with that side? Where's Maya? What happened to Day Killer? He got away, pal. What? I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say. Besides, I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you, I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them are already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for him, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty! Guilty! Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Objection! Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you gotta buy some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend the proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Objection! Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is this, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of your time. For what purpose? I have a strawberry banana split that we could eat together in your back office for a little bit, and I will reveal the secret of why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, well, in that case, let's go. Quick, Edgeworth. To the judge cave. We can perform the necessary evidence on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes or less? Or else my pizza is free. I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we just adjourn for the day and then reconvene tomorrow? I've got like 12 more boxes of cereal to eat. 30 minutes, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Controller. 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 Please. Buddy. Pal. Right. Well, what is it? Oh my god, it's like rumbling like fucking crazy now. What the hell? Is it supposed to be doing this? I mean, it's like actually like turbo. I mean, like I think the controller's gonna break. They kill it. Looks like they got away again. Dude, this is like fucking weird. It's rumbling even though it's not plugged in. There. What? I'm sorry. It's like rumbling like fucking crazy, dude. As soon as I plug it back in. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time. Dude, I can't it's like, I mean, I can't understate how rumbling it is. Like, can I put it on the... That's how much it's rumbling. Rumbled so hard the cord got knocked out. Oh my god. What the hell? My controller has turned into an industrial strength vibrator. Report! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time to spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But they killer left a few things behind by accident and was rushed to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to waste for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. Isn't that illegal? I'm not a detective anymore. I'm a sexy French maid. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I gotta put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. With my hunk of junk car, I'll say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry. I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! Unless I see an ice cream truck. I really could craving some chocolate ice cream, so I might be delayed by about 5 minutes if I see one of those while I'm driving. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Okay, game, could you stop rumbling my controller? Please? For a friend? I mean, it's like fucking crazy, dude. It's just going. Does it show up on the mic? Oh, it stopped. It finally stopped. I have no clue why the game was doing... Oh, it stopped because it unplugged itself. You know what? We're gonna switch over to mouse and keyboard now. I gotta reposition my mic. Give me a second. It's still rumbling like fucking crazy. It's not even plugged in. I don't know what's wrong with it. Alright. What's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. Oh no. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen. Well, there's a way, no way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Oh god, I just clicked off the screen by accident. Okay, you say you can't just like click the game to advance the dialogue. That's good. For some reason I thought you had to hit enter. I don't know why. Is there any way we can find out exactly where he is at this moment? I mean, there's gotta be a way, right? That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Now, one problem that we might run into is my mouse likes to double click. So we might accidentally skip dialogue. Radio transceiver. Could be the transceiver. Maybe he left the transceiver behind. Right, we're not in the middle of a mock trial here. I was thinking maybe that was one of the items that got left, so we could like contact the transceiver. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I'll try my best. Did I just lose the trial instantly? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing right now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right? It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, I can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. I'll probably finish with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. That section's over. Can I like get my... Or is it just like permanently broken? I don't know if it's because of the game. They just suddenly started doing it. No, it's just like it's fucking rumbling, dude. Like all the controls and stuff go through, but it's rumbling. Okay, so I mean this has got to be, we're pretty close to the end of the game. And we're gonna unplug this and pull it away for now. It's still rumbling, dude. It's still rumbling. I don't know what's wrong with it. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you all... Oh no, the note is actually fake. It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need to do more time to do more detailed analysis. However, it appears the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. The theory that OnGuard had no idea that the suicide note was fake? Something seems a little wrong with it. The idea... Okay, how do I open the court record tab? Okay, any reason to prove that he would have known it was fake? I mean, he's never actually seen the suicide note. So it wouldn't be like he recognizes the handwriting or anything. Right? I mean, he's never... I mean, unless he saw when it was written via the camera, I guess? Theoretically? I guess there could be that. I don't really know. The defense believes that the theory that the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. OnGuard to not have known it was a fake. I mean, it's gotta be that he was recording them, right? What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but... Ah, that's right, a camera! Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. I remember I just went to the doctor last week and they had one of those. It was a lot longer and they tried to stick it up my... We don't need to know, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. OnGuard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. OnGuard would have known the victim had forged the note. Ah! So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. As judged by that boombox. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as for what Mr. OnGuard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. OnGuard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. OnGuard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ah! Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. Ah, as I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. Question is, what next? What next? The prosecution can't prove Mr. OnGuard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand, and this time, it is time to face off against old Scarface. Oh, well that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. He works at a clown. His name is Mo. I mean, he works at a circus. His name is Mo. Edgeworth's stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual. What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, perfectly... I mean, I assume it's gotta be frickin' on guard, right? Unless it's like... Yeah, it's gotta be on guard. Who was it that hired Shelley Day Killer to commit murder? That's impossible! Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Unless... I mean, I can't think of who he would be intimidated to call. I mean, like... at first I was thinking, on guard, but then I'm like, maybe Francesca? But why would she... I mean, she was shot by the guy, but I don't really think, I can't think of... That's the only person I could think of that Edgeworth would be, like wouldn't want to call to the stand. Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley Day Killer. Wait, what? Oh, Mr. Day Killer. What? Shelley Day Killer? You mean the killer, I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. What the fuck? Yeah? You cool with this, bro? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. We're just like not gonna, like, are we gonna address the elephant in the room here? Very well then, the prosecution calls his witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please? But why is he agreeing to do this again? Okay. Very good, sir. My name, Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. I say! What is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. Day Killer will testify to this court. What? Why? So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my courtroom. First of all, we can't even be sure this is the real Mr. Day Killer himself. Got a point. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley Day Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Burgers. Burgers. A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley Day Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelley Day Killer. What's he going to say? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give you the name of my client. I mean, is it because, like, maybe he was, like, trying to like, he recorded him and was gonna blackmail him? That's, like, that violated the trust or something? Is that why he's turning on him? Because it does seem kind of weird that he's done all this to protect On Guard, to, like, fulfill this client, or fulfill his, you know, like, honor as an assassin, or whatever you want to call it. And now he's just suddenly like, yeah, sure, I'll tell you all about him. Mr. Day Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. Day Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Maybe he holds the secret to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Alright, we'll stop here for now. In the next video, we will move on into the last phase of the trial and hopefully, get to... I mean, we'll be able to beat... Well, I assume there's probably 2 to 3 hours left. we might do like one more like hour-ish video, and then the next video after that will definitely be the finale. We'll go like super long if we have to. Maybe. We'll kind of have to see how we are. But I'm okay with doing like actually a super long finale video this time. So, we might do one of those. We might do like a 2-hour finale or something crazy like that. We'll have to see. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.